One of the important things you need to do when building a PC is prepare yourself for sending out the cooling in the device. The case usually has fans positions at the front and at the back, so you need to populate those and make sure your PC is being cooled sufficiently. When you look at a fan, it should have a couple of arrows on one of the sides. They're usually there, so you need to look for them. Two arrows. One shows the direction of the blades in which direction they rotate. The other arrow shows the direction of the airflow. So in this case, the air traveling is being sucked in from that direction, going then in that direction. Right, this is a picture of a case, um, and it shows the direction of the airflow. When you position your fans at the front and at the back, dictates how the air movement is going to happen. In my case, I've gone for air intake at the front. I have two 140mm fans here, and I've got a air extraction at the back. This fan came with the machine with the case, and it's 120mm. At the top, here I have an all-in-one liquid cooler, which has two 140mm fans and a 280mm radiator. At the bottom, we have air coming in upwards from this location. Here will fit the PSU as well. So basically, all the air is coming in from the front and it's going out at the back and at the top. This slide is showing the all-in-one by Be Quiet, called Silent Loop. I had a bit of a problem fitting this in because at the back, with this little Aorus piece of plastic, it didn't actually fit properly, so I had to swap it around and put the pipes this side of the case. This in turn made my top slot unusable, because when I put the CD drive in there, it hit the pipes, but I still had three other bays left I could use, so it wasn't a big problem in the end. Also, we see the power supply unit at the bottom here fitted. It also draws in air from the bottom here, and draws air from there, and it takes air out through the back as well. The slide is showing you the all-in-one liquid cooler that I purchased. I had a look at quite a few. In the end, I settled with this one. It's got a quite decent pump, but apart from that, more or less they're all very similar to each other. In this picture, I'm showing where I've connected all my devices. The rear fan is connected to the system 1 connector there. The rear fan has 3 pins, so it's not going to make use of the PWM facility. The two front fans are connected, one to a 4-pin connector, the Be Quiet Silent Wings one, 140mm, so that uses PWM, and the other fan, the Corsair that came with the case, it's got 3 pins, so it's connected to this connector here. The CPU fans and the pump are connected. The fans are connected here, and the pump is connected here. We'll have a look in the next slide. as I said, the rear fan is connected to the sys1 socket. Top front fan is sysfan 3. The bottom one is sysfan 6 stroke pump. The silent loop fans the CPU fan, and the all-in-one pump is sysfan pump. This is a picture from the BIOS as the easy mode menu. You can turn, to easy mode or classic mode in the menu. This picture shows you kind of lots of things all at once. You've got the temperature here of the CPU, the voltage core, and the system 1 temperature. In here you've got information about the BIOS, how much memory you've got, the speed of the memory profile in here. Disk drives listed in here. From the fan point of view, we've got a fan profile in here which I have set up. You can initiate the fan profile setting using this mechanism here, or there is a facility in the classic mode BIOS to initiate that as well. This is a UEFI BIOS, by the way, so it's very good. Right, this is a look at the Smart Fan 5 fan setup. There is one of these screens for each socket which can have a fan connected to it. In there you can see, in this case we're looking at the System Fan 5 pump, and I've set this to voltage because it hasn't got a PWM. It's only got 3 pins. This is the pump. Normally you would set it to voltage. Here I've set it to manual, but with the pump you probably would be setting it to full speed. There's an option here to select full speed. It's important that the pump is working all the time. If it fails, you need to be notified of the fail warning, so I've enabled the warning in here. Again, it's showing you the temperature for that device and the rotation. When this thing is set to full speed, it goes to 2200 revs per minute. Here we've got all the connections, temperature, devices rather, that are on the motherboard. There are 2 external sensors which I've connected as well. The first sensor is placed just above the memory, and the external sensor 2 I've placed by the disk drive section, so I keep an eye on those as well. Again, this is another look at the CPU fan. CPU is at 43 degrees at the moment. The fan speed is 1256. Warning is enabled, but it's exactly the same as the other screen. Yeah. This is the menu I was showing you from the previous slide, where you can set it to be full speed all the time if you wanted to. So if you wanted to be doing gaming quite a lot, you would set this full speed and forget about it, and it'll be at full speed. This is the configuration of the System Fan 6, which I've connected to the Silent Wings 180mm fan at the front of the radiator. I've configured that to go on silent and use PWM. As you can see, at the moment the device is at 27 degrees, so it doesn't need to come on, so we're saving power at the moment. Yeah. Also with this, I've disabled the warning, because when the fan stops going around, the system will start buzzing at you and give So you don't want that to happen if your fan turns off because there's no heat to cool out. So you can disable the warnings. So you can do all the same for all the fans if you wanted to, but this gives you an idea of how to do it. Thanks for watching this slideshow. Hope you get something out of it. And please subscribe. Thanks very much.